A disturbing news story is making national headlines today, and it involves a missing 3-year-old girl in North Carolina. The mother of Mariah Woods says her little girl was last seen at home by the mom's live-in boyfriend late Sunday night. Christy Woods says when she got up at 6:30 Monday morning, Mariah was nowhere to be found. Woods made an emotional plea for her child's return.
If anybody knows where she's at or any information, please call the sheriff department or notify anybody. She could be anywhere. She's a very sweet, loving girl. Long brown hair, blue eyes, goes by Mariah. She has walking difficulties. So please, if anybody sees her, she's 3 years old, please notify them.
Mariah's biological father told a local reporter he does not believe his daughter was abducted. He says there were 4 people in that house: the mom, the mother's boyfriend, and the mom's 2 sons. He questions why no one heard the child being abducted. And at this point, there is no indication from authorities that there is a suspect or person of interest. Casey Jordan is a criminologist. She joins me now. Casey, good to see you.
Good to be here.
So there's no suspect. The sheriff won't even say if there's a person of interest in the case. And that is a good point about how no one would have heard a 3-year-old being abducted.
And we just don't see 3-year-olds snatched out of their homes in the middle of the night where 4 other people are sleeping, no signs of forced entry. And again, as the mother pointed out, her daughter has a walking disability. She can only walk a few steps before she falls. So it's extremely unlikely that the child may have wandered out of the house and is lost in the woods.
Although I will say, you know, as a mother of 3 kids, you could scoop up a 3-year-old in the middle of a sleep and emerge with them still asleep.
You could, in theory, except most kids will wake up, most kids will be freaked out, start screaming and crying. To be with a stranger, they're going to cause a hubbub.
The first few hours are critical.
Critical.
This little girl apparently went missing, or Sunday night.
Yes.
Into Monday morning.
Yes.
Now we're Wednesday morning.
Right.
So what does that tell us?
If she were really abducted, and I tend to go with the biological father's perspective that he really doubts that she was, it's great. It's extremely possible she has been harmed or is no longer living if she were abducted. But if it was somebody who knew the child and not a stranger, it's possible that she's still alive. It's possible that somebody within the family knows what happened to her, and the police are just going to focus on getting this family to talk to them so they can get closer to figuring out what happened.
I should say the biological father has reportedly not seen the child in over a year,
Correct.
so it doesn't seem like he was a major presence in her life prior to this. Investigators are going over this home with a fine-tooth comb. We saw them removing objects. Does that tell you anything?
Yes, they're going to be looking for anything. They're going to be looking for phone records on cell phones, looking through computers to see what sites have been visited. They want to know everything about this family, including the mother, her live-in boyfriend, the 2 other boys in the house, how old are they, and they're going to want to know who is that inner circle who knew Mariah.
And if something happened to her inside that house with forensics today, they'll know, won't they? They should know.
Understand Mariah lived in that house, so her DNA is going to be all over the house. The question is there any blood evidence? Is there any signs of a struggle with the child? Is there any sign of somebody who does not belong in the house? Is there DNA of somebody who is within the family? It is possible that somebody took Mariah, that she's totally fine, that she's with a family friend or a relative, but I almost guarantee you that the family knows more, and so it's just a waiting game for the police to continue talking to them and get closer to the truth.
Can I say the FBI is on scene, of course the local authorities, but the Marines at Camp Lejeune have volunteered their services to help look for this little girl, as they always do. Helping fight the dangers. All the best to you. Thank you for being here, Doc.
Good to be here.
Casey, thanks. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.